What's up, everybody? Joey G. Every girl's soap dream, you know what I'm saying? Me and my cousin, Mikey Noor. What's up, Mikey? And Joanne, what's up, baby? This is Joey G. The Raw preview for tonight. Yeah, the CPT. Compton, West Coast, baby. Alright, let's get that out of the way. Just a little joke, you know what I mean? Monday Night Raw tonight, coming to you from the Greensboro Coliseum in Greensboro, North Carolina. Going to be a hot Raw tonight as it looks. Rumors of returning tonight. As I said in yesterday's show, John Cena, Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, and Seth Rollins will be returning in this month in June. Tonight, there is a rumor that Bray Wyatt or Randy Orton will return, if not both. But one of them are, I think, 90% sure to return. And if I had to put my money on, I think it would be Bray Wyatt. Even though Randy Orton's been out longer, I think Randy Orton's comeback will be a little more liver. Like, I think they'll hype that up. And maybe they won't. Maybe Randy will just come out of nowhere like he always does, slithers into the ring and just starts RKOing everybody and just, shuts the whole friggin' thing down. RKO style. But Bray Wyatt, and if Bray does come back, I mean, where do you fit? Last time we saw Bray, he was in a stare down with Roman, and he was going into a face turn, it looked like. And like I said before, and a lot of people said, a Bray Wyatt, Roman Reign, Bray Wyatt face, Roman heel for the title is money. Is good money. It definitely could main event a couple pay-per-views. Now, we've seen this last year, but Roman is the face and Bray is the heel. We saw it in Hell in a Cell, in a great Hell in a Cell match last year. Check it out on the network, Hell in a Cell 2015. Roman Reigns is the face, Bray Wyatt is the heel. I mean, and even in that match, you would think Bray was the face and Roman was the heel because of the crowd reaction. But this time, officially, Bray would be the face and Roman would be the heel. I'm hoping for that Roman Empire, as I said. If you want to check out yesterday's show on the title of it was Skinny Jeans Are Not Cool and Roman Change. I pitched what I want for Roman. Hopefully that's coming soon. It is coming soon. One of them two that I discussed. But let's get on to more things on Monday Night Raw. Kevin Owens, who I call Monday Night Raw, is the KO show. He makes the show. He's the one guy I look forward to seeing because every time, like I say, when I watch Monday Night Raw, I have the iPod out here and I'll be watching tonight. I don't know what I'm going to watch. I watched Royal Rumble 9. I'm going through the 90s and the click days. And I watched Royal Rumble 96 last night and Shawn Michaels won. I don't know what I'm going to watch tonight. I was watching the Nitro when Luger won the title, the 100th episode of Nitro in Detroit in the Palace of Auburn Hills when Luger won the title, but he dropped it again that Saturday at Road Wild 97 to Hogan. But I was watching that Nitro, so you know what I mean. That's when it had a 3-hour special that night. So I'll probably be watching that tonight. You know what I mean? But I'll be watching Raw. You know what I mean? Keep up on the current product. But where you going with this? I mean, Kalisto's a U.S. champion. We know he's going to be battling Rusev. Rusev will win it at Extreme Rules. There's no doubt in my mind. You got to get that U.S. title props again. You got to get it up. Tonight's Raw, I guess, we'll see the club. We'll see Gallows and Anderson. We know it's going to be a third. I doubt we'll see a Roman heel turn tonight. Or the Roman Empire built tonight. I think that'll happen in Extreme Rules. Maybe it will happen on Raw tonight. I would love to see Randy Orton return tonight. That would be great. You need some spicing up to the show. There's just really, it's kind of dead. And the thing is, people look forward to the world champion, the top guy coming in, and he gets booed. There's nothing to look. The only guy I look forward to seeing is KO. I like The Miz, but I like The Miz because he's got Maurice by his side, and Maurice, her Jones juggle when she's coming down the ramp. But that's about it with him. There's really, Sami Zayn, puts on some great matches. I love Chris Jericho, great on the stick. You know what I mean? Ambrose is cool. Like I said, I like Jon Moxley better. His other character. He needs to start. That's another thing. Dean Ambrose, and I haven't addressed Dean in a while. Jon Moxley's his real name. He needs to start getting ruthless. Last week, what did he do? He got in SmackDown. He was in a straitjacket getting beat up with Jericho, and I like where they're going with this feud because Jericho can take Ambrose to the next level. He can, and that's what Jericho's doing right now. Jericho, rumor. Now this is a rumor that Jericho is going to win Money in the Bank this year and cash in and become champion. That is a rumor, and I believe it because Jericho. I was reading somewhere that he's going to have one more title run. The guy's 46 years old and he still can go. He's one. When you talk greatest of all time, Chris Jericho's in that top 10. He's in the top 10. He's in the top 7, I'd say. But he's definitely in the top 10. I don't know about the top 3 or 4, but he's in that top 8. At number 7 or 8. There's no doubt. Chris Jericho's the man. But anyway, he'll bring Dean Ambrose to where Dean Ambrose needs to go. WWE is like, they've known to do this. They take talent and they don't let them wrestle the way they're good. Vader is a great, great comparison. They didn't let Vader be Vader in WWE. And that's why his career just fell. I mean, he had that little bit of a run, you know what I mean, where he squashed Gorilla Monsoon on Raw and he was getting mad heat and Jim Cornette was his manager. It was great. I mean, he was going to, and then Shawn Michaels just shit on it. You know what I mean? And I love Shawn. He's my favorite wrestler. You know what I mean? Along with Bret. And along with Hogan. I love Hogan too. You know what I mean? But it's just, Shawn back then just shit on him. Remember that SummerSlam 96? Shawn went up for the rope, jumped down, looked down at Vader and said, "Get up, you fat piece of shit." I mean, on live TV, go back to SummerSlam 96 on the network and watch it. Shawn Michaels versus Vader. It's the main event. Good match. You know what I mean? A lot of people thought Vader was going to take the title then. Matter of fact, there was rumor that then him and Sid were going to feud for the title. And Shawn was going to start feuding with Bret again. That was the original plans. That Shawn was going to drop the title to Vader, and Vader was going to start feuding with Sid for the belt. And Sid was going to beat Vader at Survivor Series that year for the title. And Shawn was going to start feuding with Bret. That was he was going to start feuding with Bret again, or he was going to go into a little feud with Steve Austin, who was just starting to come up. They were the original plans. But Shawn didn't like it, so he stayed champion. Anyway, what I'm saying is that they didn't let Vader be Vader, and that's what they're doing to Dean Ambrose. They're not letting Dean Ambrose be Jon Moxley. You know what I mean? Doing them crazy. His promos are great, Dean. But, like, the time where he threw soda in Kevin Owens' face and popcorn, like, Austin would have smashed the beer over his head, gave him the finger, and stunned him. Even before the Attitude Era, you would have had somebody flip him off and had Macho Man do something crazy to him. Now it's just lame. Lame. You know what I mean? And I love Kevin Owens. I mean, he's the realest dude on the show. I mean, when he got on that commentary at Payback and that hot Chicago crowd, and he was just killing it. I mean, with JBL's cowboy hat on, blood coming out of his nose. I mean, he's just a great talent. And like I said, please don't turn him face. Please, WWE, don't turn him face. Please do not. Tonight on Raw, I really don't know what to expect. Like I said, it's always up in the air. You never know. It's not like the old Raws. You know what I mean? It's just, you don't know what to expect. AJ Styles, of course, will be there tonight. Sami Zayn, The Miz, Cesaro. You know, all the stars. I'm waiting to see Paul Heyman and Brock return, but I don't think that'll come to at least July. We'll see Dean, Chris Jericho. You know, rumors that Fandango and Tyler Breeze might be having a tag team now, just to get R-Truth and Goldust back. But, I mean, and all four of them guys are talented. But WWE Fandango is a good wrestler. I mean, I'm not a big Fandango fan, but he had that thing and he had it going. He was over after WrestleMania 30. And what WWE do? They killed it. Tyler Breeze was great in NXT, was great in the Indies. Small guy, but was great. He gets on, and now he's jobbing everybody. He came on, you looked like you were going to push him. You had him beat Ziggler, had him beat the shit out of Ziggler. He's got a hateful gimmick with the selfie, and now he's with R-Truth. And R-Truth's got a stick. It boggles my mind. Like, WWE needs to get a writer. Like, and everybody says I'm a Kevin Nash fanboy. Maybe I am. I just think Kevin Nash, everything he says is right. I mean, and I like Vince Russo too, but Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, guys like that know the business, knows what works. Jake the Snake, DDP. I'm not a big DDP fan, you know what I mean? But, I hate that yoga shit. But I think DDP knows the business. He knows what works and what doesn't work. You know what I mean? Hulk Hogan, he knows what works. I mean, I don't know, that doesn't work for me, brother. But Hogan knows what gets over and what doesn't, especially as a face and a heel. Because he was the greatest face, and that Hollywood Hogan was the greatest heel of all time. I mean, when he was that Hollywood Hogan, you hated his guts. I mean, you hated him. I mean, he literally came out and said, I did it all for the money. All the prayers, the vitamins, the working out, I did it all for the money. That's a heel. That's a great heel. If you remember, the NWO would get cheered, like Hogan said. Hall and Nash would get cheered because they were the gangster, cool, thug life guys looking like Pac with the Tupac, not X-Pac. No, but Six-Pac was looking like, wearing the bandanas, the wolf pack, throwing up the W. But Hogan was the sole bad guy. You know what I mean? Even when it came down to it, Nash, Hall, Waltman, all of them, they were affiliated with the sole bad guy, which was Hogan. But Roman Reigns, that's what you got to do. You got to make him the sole bad guy. You got to make him say, we created wrestling. Me and my cousin. We even if you had to bring The Rock in as a heel. And that's something else I didn't pitch yesterday. Let me go back. I pitched how you would put Roman as Roman's Empire with Roman Reigns, Gallows and Anderson, Samoa Joe, Eva Marie, and bring Paul Heyman in. If you didn't want to bring Paul Heyman in and The Rock did feel like working a full, an on-screen character but didn't have to wrestle, a bump here and there, you have The Rock as their mouthpiece and as their manager. And you know what? They'll probably get cheered. But you can get The Rock. The Rock's the one guy that can flip the script, and you can hate him. But you love to hate him because he gets cheered, like when he was the Hollywood Rock. Hollywood Rock was the best persona he's ever had. And it was short-lived. It was only a few months in 2003. And it was very short-lived. But it was his greatest character ever. Better than the corporate Rock, better than the babyface Rock, better than... It was the greatest Rock ever. When he had that Rock concert and he was in Sacramento in 2003 and he said, I'll be sure to be back when the Lakers beat the Kings in May. I mean, he was just great. Just great, telling people they can't cheer him. They don't have the, they don't have the privilege to cheer him. You put him in, that's going far fetched to have The Rock, but it would make sense because it is Roman's cousin. But I think it would take the spotlight off Roman, so I don't know if that would work. Maybe Rock endorsing them and being that heel. You know what I mean? Kind of how Shawn endorsed the Authority, but wasn't a heel, but still always stuck. If somebody touched Triple H, Shawn would give him sweet chin music like that. If somebody touched Roman, Rock gives him a rock bottom. But I don't know if that would work. I still say put Heyman with it, and then you build up. You can even build it up to where Brock and Roman don't touch until WrestleMania 33 in Orlando next year. We never got a winner in that match. Seth Rollins cashed in, curb stopped Roman. Brock never lost his title. So, I mean, Seth never lost his title, but Brock never lost it. And like I said before on many shows before, if you want to be technically, Randy Orton never lost it at WrestleMania 30. Batista tapped to Daniel Bryan. And Daniel Bryan never lost the title. So, I mean, it's just a bunch of mishaps. You know what I'm saying? But Roman, I could solidify it that Triple H won the Royal Rumble. He was the champion. Roman beat him, so Roman is the true champion now. But will AJ Styles win the title? That's what a lot of people ask me. Will AJ win it? No, not now. Will he win it down the line? I think there's a possibility. Yeah, I think he'll be at least a one-time WWE World Champion. And if they switch the belts, if they have a brand split, there's no doubt. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, I would think AJ would probably be the first World Champion if they bring the world belt back. They would probably stick it on him. Yeah, probably. I mean, because you got to remember, when Cena wins the title, it's his last run. He'll tie Flair's record, but he's not going to break Flair's record. Flair will always be the first one to win 16 titles. Like Flair said, and I'm going to clear the show up real quick. Monday Night Raw will be good. You don't know what to expect. Roman will be there, and the KO show is Raw as always. Hopefully it's a good Raw, and I will have a Raw review tomorrow. But as I was saying, you know what I mean? If you do split the brands, you know what I'm saying? You put the world title on, you bring the world title back. But as I was saying about John Cena and Ric Flair, John Cena will never break Ric Flair's record of 16 times. Why? Because Ric Flair fought at a time where you switched the title once every year and a half. John Cena was at a point and won all them titles where the title changed 4 times a year. 3 times a year. You know what I mean? It's totally different. So for him to beat Flair's record, nah. Tie it. I mean, John is a great worker and whatever. I just don't like what he did to Alex Riley. If you don't know, I mean, he tortured Alex Riley behind the scenes. I mean, Alex Riley must have pissed John off because John Cena used to make a complete ass out of Alex Riley behind the scenes. So I've heard. He used to go in his bag, say what kind of vitamins you're taking, just make a complete ass out of him. John Cena is not the squeaky nice guy that everybody likes, for real. I really feel like smacking John Cena in his mouth if I saw him, for real. Well, this is Joey G. I'm Matt. Monday Night Raw should be good at 8 tonight. And also, TNW, Total Nonstop Wrestling. How to make a wrestling company. Joey G, one of these shows this week, and I'm going to break it down completely on how to make a competitor. Not even a competitor to WWE, just an option. If you can't make it there, or you get tired of watching WWE, you switch over to TNW. Total Nonstop Wrestling. This is Joey G. I'm out. Peace.